Magandang umaga. I'm former Cabinet Secretary Relly Fajardo during President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo administration.
Good morning. I'm former Cabinet Secretary Hernani Agsalud Braganza also during President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo's administration. And we are
the Spokes. From the Palace Halls then to our group chats now.
We'll be giving you conversations that will make you think and assess,
so that you would come up with your own personal opinion.
Today, maswerte tayo. Pampagising ang bisita natin sa mga diskusyon na mangyayari ngayong araw.
Joining us today is a very prominent lawyer, labor leader, and longtime advocate for political reform, Attorney Luke Espiritu.
Welcome to Spokes, Attorney Luke.
Magandang umaga, Kong Nani and Sec. Relly. Natakot ako kasi kayo ay mga secretary nung panahon ni Gloria Arroyo. Nung time na yun, niraralihan namin si Gloria Arroyo.
Ganun ba?
Mga utusan lang po kami. Po. Lingkod bayan po. Attorney Luke, maraming salamat. Nandito po kayo. Nagagalak kami na makasama namin kayo this morning.
It's my pleasure,
Thank you so much.
By the way, sorry, ilang taong ka na, Attorney Luke?
Tinatago ko sana pero siguro sabihin ko na lang 39.
Ganon?
Hindi, 51.
Nauna ako nag-rally sa'yo kasi aktivista ako sa Lasal dati. Na-shoot to kill order ako during the time of President
kindred
Marcos.
souls.
Nagtago ko.
Wow.
Ayun lang. EDSA 1, EDSA 2. Siyempre, veterano ka na. Hindi pa
Hindi
EDSA
pa
1.
ako EDSA 1, hindi pa.
EDSA 2.
EDSA 2.
Hindi ka naman Gen X, ano?
Gen X.
Gen X.
Mga 80s babies kami.
80s?
Medyo
magkaedad tayo.
halos magkaedad kaming dalawa ni Attorney Luke.
Bastusan natin.
Manong?
I'm good. No, don't worry.
Hindi, pero alam mo, Attorney Luke, kasabayan ni Manong, ni Kong Nani, yung tatay ko sa Congress. Nung Spice Boys sila, yung tatay ko nandun din sa Congress. Kong Manong na rin.
Tinanong ko si Kong Nani kung proud ba siya sa mga kasama niyang veterans ng Spice Boys.
Sana.
Well, technically, hindi kami nag-uusap. Namatay isang kasama na. Hindi po kami nakakapag-usap lately. At saka sa Spice Boys kasi ako yung paminta, ako yung maanghang.
Gano'n.
Mga tisoy sila, alam mo na. Okay lang. But we're good friends.
Pero sa tingin ko, ikaw ang pinakamagandang lalaki, Kong Nani nun.
Obvious yun.
Obvious yun.
Sorry Kargahan na ng baga ito.
Bago po tayo magkabulahan, diretsuhin natin yung tanong kay Attorney Luke kasi excited talaga ako na guest natin siya. Attorney, recently, di ba, nagkaroon ng LEDAC meeting and nagkaroon ng 4 priority bills were identified as priority. As priority, but not urgent bills. Ano pong reaction niyo dun sa priority bills po na yun na sinignify ng Malacanang?
Of course, para sa akin, the reason kung bakit naging priority bill ang anti-political dynasty and other progressive legislation, we would say. Mga magagandang legislation naman to Pero it's not because of the willingness at kagandahang loob lamang ng ating presidente. We must give credit where credit is due. And the credit should go to all of us na lumalaban kontra korupsyon. Alam natin na si PBBM ay under a lot of threat ngayon. And he has to secure his continuation bilang presidente for the next 3 years. So napipilitan siya, and I would say, and that's the realistic assessment of it, napipilitan siya ngayon na to give something. Kasi imaginein mo naman kung under threat ka tapos sanggano ka pa rin. Diba? Kailangan magpakatino nung mga nandun sa tuktok dahil nagpuprotesta tayo So, para nga sa akin, this should not be a period kung para maging triumphalist tayo na, ay, salamat, PBBM. No. Dapat lalo nating pag-igtingin. Otherwise, ang ating protesta. Otherwise, hindi yan mapapasa. Alam natin na ginawa lang priority bill. Ang legal consequence kasi nandun kapag sinertify niya Kapag sinertify niya, doon talaga magkukumahog ang ating kongreso na ipasa yan. Pero priority bill is lower than certified as urgent.
You know, really, this is what I tell my kids, Bok. Attorney. Okay. You know, the democracy you enjoy today is a result of a struggle by an older generation. Diba? Which led to the downfall of the Marcos dictatorship.
Oh, yes.
Diba? So, ang sabi ko sa kanila, this democracy, you should use it, love it, embrace it, protect it, if not for you, for others. So, congratulations, Attorney Luke. You never stop. Diba? But at the same time, this is long overdue.
Correct.
Kasi kasama to sa 1987 Constitution, including basic sectors representation in Congress, kasi isa yung sa
Yes,
binabanggit.
yes.
So this is long overdue. This is long overdue.
And we could say, magtatanong tayo, kung long overdue na ito, why now? Why is the timing ngayon? Kasi nga, the context of all of these moves by Marcos is siya ay talagang nahaharap sa matinding protesta dahil dito sa flood control
Pero you're
project.
saying forced na kasi siya.
Yes, all pro-people legislation, Secretary, if we look back at history, all pro-people legislation is really a result of the direct intervention of the people themselves.
Kaya dahil hindi kaagad gumawa ng batas yung Kongreso, naabuso yung electoral process natin, di ba? At nanganak into political dynasties. By the way, ang ibig sabihin doon ng dynasty, single line, pamana.
Yes.
Pamana yon, pamana yon.
Public office is being treated as a legacy from parent to the son or...
Sorry, I
So,
don't
paano
want to
kung
use the word
sabay?
legacy.
oo.
Pamana. Di ba? So, may thin dynasty, may fat dynasty. So, ano yung nakikita nyo na dapat nasasakop ng anti-dynasty bill na to?
I think it
Being a lawyer.
I think it should be a legislation that should reflect reality. Kung ang mga dynasties natin nagpapatakbo ng anak, dapat kasamang anak o kaya asawa, pinsan, kapatid. That's as far as kung ilang degrees. It should really reflect reality para talagang we should not allow a single family to rule in a locality o kaya sa buong bansa. Ano?
Question lang po, may strict definition yung dynasty kasi. Ang sinasabi, up to second degree.
Iba-iba yung ano.
Pero sa atin kasi, ang sinasabi natin,
Iba-ibang
as elected
version.
officials, we cannot appoint up to fourth degree of consanguinity. Pero may nagsasabi naman po kasi na yung issue ng dynasty, dapat isa lang, wala na.
Oo. Iba-ibang version
Iba-ibang
kung nani,
version,
di ba?
oo.
Yung isa is that, I think yun yung pinaka medyo popular, no? Kasi they're trying to make some compromises also, no? Para mas, siguro, mas realistic, is that basta pwede magsabay, isa national, isa local. What do you think about
Sorry.
that? Oo.
Alam mo yung issue ng dynasty, nakakatipid yung mga pamilyang politiko.
Sabay,
Isipin mo yung
isang-
piso nila, 5 kandidato
Ang,
Isang ano lang,
pinaka-campaignan.
Para kang
kampanyahan
pinakyaw,
lang.
knock out yung taong bayan pagdating sa botohan.
Hindi, actually, ang pinaka-concern ko na isa pa nga dyan, yung dalawang magkapatid, parehong party list, tapos dalawa elected or tatlo elected official.
Alam mo,
pero sabay
we-
nila, imagine magkasabay silang congressman dahil party list representative.
We call it a democracy and yet it does not favor the ordinary people.
Yes, that's true.
Yun lang. So, it favors the elite, technically speaking, kung may compromise.
Pero
But
yung
we'll see.
yung argument naman na, paano talaga namang magagaling? Magagaling naman talaga yung anak, yung asawa, etc. And they deserve to be there. And it's democracy. Yung mga tao ang pipili.
Sorry, Relia, kahit pa yung Arroyo Cabinet.
Yo.
Ibig sabihin, nung nagbigay nung Diyos ng kagalingan sa Pilipinas, yung mga
Teka
Teka
dynasty
muna,
lang...
kung nani, huwag kang mag-sorry kasi hindi ko stand yan.
Hindi,
I'm
sinasabi
with
ko lang.
you. Ayoko rin talaga ng political
But
dynasty.
anyway,
but we're talking about the arguments.
Si Pangulong Marcos, but I do not agree with it, sorry. Sabi ni Pangulong Marcos, anti-dynasty bill. That was Independent People's Commission. What can you say about this?
Yun nga, it is forced upon the hand of Marcos himself. So, while it is progressive, itong mga pieces of legislation na ito, ang solusyon dito ay we should not congratulate Marcos this early. Kasi unang-una, magiging watered down yan kapag hindi natin tuloy-tuloy ang laban. At pinag-usapan natin ang mga degrees. Maraming pag-ikot, magpapasa ng anti-dynasty law pero ililimit lang sa second degree. At alam naman natin kung nani, ibig sabihin ng second degree, hanggang anak lang yan. Hanggang tatay, kung ikaw ang anak, tatay mo. Hindi aabot sa kapatid, kasi third na yon. Hindi aabot sa pinsan, kasi fourth na yon. So, pwede nilang ikutan at patatakbuhin ang kanilang kapatid o kaya ang kanilang mga pinsan.
O chicks.
Yeah, pwede rin ganon. Diba? So pwedeng watered down kung hindi tuloy-tuloy na isasandal natin sa pader yung mga nagahari sa atin. Again, as I said, in history, we could always conclude na lahat ng pro-people legislation At hesitant ang naghahari sa atin na ipasa yan unless na sila ay napunta sa defensive. Like the land reform law. The Congress was dominated by landlords. Why was the Congress able to pass a land reform law? Because merong laban eh. Kakagaling lang natin sa isang
I used to be
revolusyon.
Secretary of Agrarian Reform.
Yes, oo, di ba? Kakagaling lang sa isang revolusyon, People Power Revolution. And prior to that, prior to the People Power Revolution, talagang may matinding bakbakan against Marcos, land reform being one of
Probably
it.
the difference kasi is, when you talk of agrarian reform, di ba, sabog yung grupong yon, di ba? Ang representation nila via their congressmen. Pero itong anti-dynasty bill, yung mismong nagpapatupad ng mga batas natin na minsan hindi pro-people, do you think they will legislate their way out of power?
Tsaka
If put in the defensive.
to be very specific, our speaker of the House, di ba? I think siya yung unang-unang maaapektuhan nito ang pamilya niya.
Ang unang
he leads the
maapektuhan,
Congress.
yung anak ng presidente, ng congressman.
Isa pa yun, di ba? So, what can we expect from this bill? Kasi tsaka siguro pwede po bang bago nyo rin sagutin, Atty. Lu, dahil Congress, galing rin kayo sa Congress, Kong Nani, no? Yung bigyan natin ng konting definition, ano yung difference certifying it as a priority bill as compared sa urgent bill siya, di ba? Kasi hindi siya urgent bill priority. And I understand, usually yung urgent bills kasi pag may crisis situation. Pero hindi ba medyo nasa crisis situation na rin ang bansa natin?
You know,
I mean, what
whether
do you
crisis
think?
or no crisis, yung urgency ng bill, that's the call of the palace. Di ba? Call ng palace yun. Ang ibig sabihin lang naman ng yung urgent, tapusin nyo yan, ha?
Tsaka hindi siya dadaan sa regular process, di
Kaya
ba?
tapusin nyo yan. Yung isa kasi, pag-usapan nyo, tapos pag-aralan nyo.
Walang deadline.
Magkaibang mundo yun, ha?
Yes,
Magkaibang mundo yun.
Saying it's a priority is merely persuasive. Almost like saying it is for PR. Kasi wala siyang legal consequence under our Constitution. But if you certify it as urgent, may legal consequence yun.
Exactly.
Obligado ang Kongreso na pag-usapan yan, mag-midnight session sila, at kailangan magkaroon ng resulta.
Now, you're talking about legal consequences, di ba? Yung creation ba ng Independent People's Commission or anti-corruption, will that not weaken the ombudsman? Kasi, alam nyo ho,
Or duplicate, di ba?
corruption is everywhere. Hindi lang sa Pilipinas to, ha? Pero sa ibang bansa kasi, kahit may corruption, alang ghost project, dito zero. So, I do agree with you, this is just a reaction to the political reality of today. Di ba? So, yun ang worry ko lang eh. Dapat institution yung palakasin. Hindi yung knee-jerk reaction. Kung may problema, dito tayo. Kung walang problema, okay lang. Parang gano'n. So,
Although kung Nani, kailangan din natin ng konting pag-asa, lalo na ngayon magpapasko di ba? Ito yung message of hope ng Christmas. So, don't you think na medyo nagbibigay rin ito ng magandang signal o mensahe? Di ba? At least sa Kongreso.
Look, again, I do
Kongreso.
agree with you. But this is politics. This is public service. The message of hope. Sino ba tinamaan ng lintik sa corruption na to? Hindi naman yung mga mayaman eh. Yumaman nga sila eh. Ang tinamaan dito, yung mga mahihirap lalo. Di ba? So anyway, ano sa tingin nyo yung mga hindi dapat ikompromiso sa mga batas na to?
Kailangan yung pinaka-purpose niya ay matupad. Alam mo, kapag napipilitan ng mga naghahari sa atin in order to pass legislation na against sa kanilang interest, ang una nilang gagawin ay gumawa ng batas na watered down. Like for example, gumawa ng land reform law na maraming loopholes.
Masabing may batas.
Masabing may batas para meron lang cosmetic solution to a nagging problem para bigyan ng konting concession ang mga nagagalit na masang Pilipino.
By
And
the
that's
way,
the same danger right now.
Let me just state this as a fact. No? Yung land reform law was during the time of the older Marcos. During the time of President Cory, it became comprehensive. It included all agricultural lands. Ang problema dyan, budget. Kasi during my time, nilimit yung budget ko to 100,000 hectares per annum. So, ang na-secure ko, 200,000 hectares because 2 years. But the bigger problem of agrarian reform kasi is budget, productivity. Yun ang hindi natututukan.
Although marami rin
It doesn't end with land. At saka marami ring,
Yes.
marami ring lupa na takot galawin ngayon.
Yes.
Yan lang.
Kung yung totoong land reform law, you just don't give land. You give support.
Yeah. Dapat
Training,
comprehensive.
And of course,
capacity
wala
building.
dapat mga loopholes. Like for example, yung stock distribution option.
Ayun,
Yes.
So the result is, meron kang land reform and yet our farmers are still landless right now.
Yes.
Kahit i-install mo sila, merong landlord resistance na very effective for decades nilang nire-resist. So the law does not provide for any effective means para magkakaroon ng totoong land reform. And the same is the danger kapag ngayon na napipilitan lang ang nagahari sa atin na magpasa ng isang legislation na against sa kanilang interest. Pwede silang gumawa ng anti-dynasty law. Pero in the end, preserve pa rin ang dynasty. Like
So,
for example, kapag
what you're
2
saying,
degrees
what you're
lang yan.
saying, attorney, is parang pampakalma lang.
Pampakalma.
Para
Pampakalma. That's what you're saying.
i-dilute yung
Pampakalma lang po
anger.
to. But of course, I'm hoping, everyone's hoping, na sana magkaroon totoo na talaga ng anti-dynasty bill.
That's why it really depends on our direct action. Ngayon na defensive na ngayon ang Marcos administration, it is really the proper time na i-raise ito, magkaroon ng resolution itong decades-old problem na nakalagay sa konstitusyon hindi mapasa-pasa. Pero pag walang protesta ng taong bayan at hindi nagmamatsyag ang taong bayan, we could very well expect na we will have an anti-dynasty law which will never curb the power of the dynasty.
By the way, marami ng batas na pending sa Congress regarding the anti-dynasty law, di ba? I'm not sure. Nobody has made any announcement as to when it will be discussed. Hindi naman in session ng Congress, di ba?
Yeah, pero
It is in
matatapos
session.
na.
Matatapos na.
At tapos ngayon, may BICAM pa because they also have to pass the budget.
Ang mas importante sa kanila yun. So, anyway, what I'm saying is, sana marinig natin from the government, kailan uumpisa nito?
From Congress.
From Congress.
And Senate.
Look, even
If
the
it's a
presi-
priority bill, bigyan
Even the
tayo ng
president,
timeline, di ba?
hindi ba kayo nagtataka? Yung Pangulo mismo ang nag-a-announce na wala ng passport si Saldico. Huhuliin na si Diskaya. Hindi naman niya dapat
Sorry,
trabaho
medyo,
yun eh.
Oo nga, pero alam mo, gusto kong medyo dagdagan ng konti yan, although medyo out of topic, no? Parang ikaw ba, kung may huhulihin ka, i-announce mo ba yung huhulihin mo? Hindi, syempre, pwede nang tumakas yun, di ba?
Kaya nga hinahanap mo yun.
So, I mean, sorry, out of topic, pero let's go back to Atty. Lu. Kaya lang hindi ko lang matiis kasi binanggit mo.
Again,
ako.
let me say this.
I don't
Ganon
know if it's a good
kasintonado ang
strategy.
ating gobyerno. Ganon ka-weekend yung mga institutions because they were sending wrong signals. Di ba? Kaya ito, the same ito eh. This might be a good signal, but it might end a wrong signal because hindi gumalaw. Di ba? So,
Again, let's
yun
give
lang.
specifics, no? Anong suggestion nyo, Atty. Lu, kung kayo yon? Paano pa talaga natin mamamaximize? Since na-announce na it's a priority bill, what's next, no?
May suggestion which is really directed to all of us. Kasi yung...
Force the legislators.
Yes, the legislators will just react to what we are willing to do. Hindi rin to panahon para
Yes,
sa
yes.
atin na purihin si Marcos.
Yes.
Alam natin na ito ay napilitan siya. Although, sabihin natin yung message of hope na gusto nyo, Secretary, it is also a positive thing.
Yeah.
Hindi naman natin mapagkakaila na sa matagal na natin pinapanawagan na wala na dapat political dynasty. It's also a positive thing.
Para wag daw mawalan ng gana yung mga tao. Kasi katulad nun, di ba? Yung itong huling rally natin, mas medyo kumonti yung nag-participate, di ba?
Alam mo, propaganda ng gobyerno, it's not a matter of number. Kahit isang tumayo, basta may nagpo-protesta. Kasi, look, the legislator must be forced to do their job.
Yes.
People power nga eh. Hindi naman legislator power. Yung legislator power, ayaw nga nila eh. So, anyway, sa tingin niyo po ba itong IPC, yung Cadena Law, pag naipasa, di ba, Christmas ngayon, sana naman. Hindi lang 500 pesos. Ay, sorry. Sana naman. Di ba? Magkaroon talaga ng transparency in governance.
Yes,
So,
that's always been our
that's
call.
the hope.
Yes.
Gawing genuine. Gawing wag cosmetic.
Yes. Systemic, dapat.
Systemic. Tapos, yung considerations will not be about political expediency and political survival.
Yeah.
Para ang lalabas na batas will really address the problem and will not only become something na dekorasyon na maraming mga exceptions, maraming mga loopholes. Again, there's a danger in the anti-dynasty bill na tinutulak which limits the disqualification to second degree.
Ako, ang
Yan,
gusto ko
marami
lang sa
talagang-
anti-dynasty bill, dapat equal opportunity. Yun lang.
Okay.
If you achieve that, I'm fine.
So, Attorney, look, yung ano, di ba, kayo lagi yung frontliner sa mga rally, no? Kanina napag-usapan nga natin yun, na medyo kasi nagda-die down, no? Pero you're saying na hindi importante yung numbers, pero minsan kasi, you know, optics yan eh, no? Mas marami rin, mas better, kasi we feel na yung government, well, ano, ito talaga yung gusto ng masa. Do you think na ano pa, effective pa siya sa mga panahon ngayon talaga? Well, you said kanina na it is one of the reasons by na-force si President Marcos is because of the rallies?
Yeah, there is no permanent state of agitation.
Oh, sorry. Kaya lang, tinawag yung attention namin, Attorney Luke, ha? Kailangan lang natin, mag-break ng konti bago
okay.
kayo sumagot.
Okay.
Medyo mainit kasi yung usapan eh. Kaya, sige ba, the spokes will return in a while. We'll see you po after a short break. And the spokes is back. Still with us is Attorney Luke Espiritu. At yung hanging question natin, Attorney, kanina. Although alam natin yung sagot, pero I wanna hear it from you, Attorney. Effective pa rin po ba yung mga rally sa panahon na to? Lalo na ngayon, may mga schedule na po ba kayo ng mga susunod na rally?
Well, effective kasi napilitan nga si Marcos. Eh.
Exactly.
And pagdating naman dun sa so-called paghupa, well, alam naman natin na bilang tao, saikolohiya natin, there is no permanent state of agitation. But there is a permanent state of discontent. So, merong ebb and flows ang lahat ng bagay. Yes. Pero wag silang magpakakampante na sa panahon ng konting ebb, hindi ulit magkakaroon ng parang pag-usad. Yan ay nagiging parang potential energy. Ano? So, ang discontent natin ay nandyan at hindi nawawala. Hanggat hindi nare-resolve ang problema, merong reason na kung today ay konting ebb, may reason na later, yan ay bubulwak ulit.
Question lang, sa mga nagrarally po ngayon, actually kasama po ako kasama yung pamilya ko. So in other words, ano yung immediate na result na gusto natin mangyari? Yung immediate, yung anti-dynasty bill, wala sa kamay natin yan, pero kailangan mapresyo. But ano yung immediate? Na within the executive branch, kayang ipatupad kaagad?
Well, the anti-dynasty bill, Kong Nani, is actually immediate. Pag na-certify as urgent
I agree. Yeah. But, you know, it took 20 years to bring down the Marcos dictatorship. So sa pagrarally natin ngayon, marami tayong panawagan eh. Ano sa tingin nyo yung gusto makita nyo kaagad na mangyari habang pinag-uusapan yung anti-dynasty bill?
Well, kung pagdating sa korupsyon, gusto na ang mga demands natin, lahat ng korap, lahat ng sangkot ay dapat manugot. Walang pagtatangi, walang selectivity, walang pagkaso lamang sa mga sacrificial lambs. Well, kahit si Zaldico, dahil talagang hindi na siya masasalba, ginagawang sacrificial lamb, pero dapat umabot to sa tuktok. At ang pag-iimbestiga ay magiging tunay. Yun yung mga immediate demands ng movement na ito na nabubuo kontra sa korupsyon.
So to that point po, Attorney Luke, anong take ninyo dito sa mga current efforts ng administrasyon regarding dun sa flood control issue, yung mga involved po dito? Marami pa rin hindi, sabi nga nila, di ba, yung mga maliliit na isda lang daw ang talagang nakukulong.
O yung bumili lang ng payong, tapos nasa Rolls Royce nga lang.
It's also the same as yung sasabi na priority legislation. Itong mga pieces of legislation na sinabi ni Bongbong Marcos, it is forced upon him. Ganun din ang mga investigasyon na ito. Kung po pwede lang, itong mga investigasyon na ito ay tumigil na, titigil nila yan. Tingnan mo yung reklamo, yung ICI pala hindi binibigyan ng budget, di ba? So in order to sabotage the process, talagang papahirapan din nila. Even yung mga technical requirements in order to have an investigation, walang suporta ang gobyerno. So
walang staff, no?
Yes, so sa kaloob-looban ng mga to, sana ito ay matapos na, tumigil na. At kung masalba natin ang dapat masalba, well and good.
You know,
yun yung mga inconsistencies kong
we watched the investigations in the Senate kasi tinigil yung sa Kongreso. Sabi ko nga, may inimbestiga, may umamin, may nagsoli ng pera, may na-implicate, dinala sa ICI. Tapos ang message ngayon, kailangan pa ng case build-up sa iba. So, not being a lawyer, sabi ko, ano pang kailangan para... Kasi, sino ba yung gusto yung makulong?
Sino nga ba?
Technically.
Sino po ang mga gusto niyong makulong?
Ang dapat makason at magkakaroon ng accountability. It should go all the way up to the big fish. Kasama si Speaker Romualdez, kasama si Marcos, Kung meron man siyang kung presidente man siya, dapat ang process will still begin.
No, but he's immune
investigating
from
him.
suit.
Yes,
For
pero
now.
it doesn't mean that
But
he's
not
immune from
executive-
investigation. It doesn't mean that
that's
he's
the
immune from investigation, di ba?
difference.
So, dapat
So-
magkalap ng ebidensya regarding that. Dapat magkaroon ng impartial na body. Kung ang ICI ay dapat maging impartial, dapat buksan sa taong bayan. Fact-finding lang naman, di ba?
Huwag gawing close open.
And do you
Huwag gawin
think
yun,
na
huwag
pagka
gawin yun.
napasa po itong IPMC, yung Independent People's Commission, do you think na magagawa nila ito, na imbestigahan na rin ng Pangulo?
It is an institutionalization. So, dapat ito ay unang-una, magagawa nila yung kahit Pangulo ay maiimbestigahan. Number one, if it is not beholden to the President. So, meaning to say, dapat ang isang body mo ay, ang appointing authority niya ay hindi ang Pangulo, dapat independent siya. Parang tulad ng ombudsman, how the ombudsman was framed, it is really framed as yung tinatawag nung panahon sa Rome yung Tribune of the People. Like, pwedeng i-check, parang part of the checks and balances yan eh. That you check also the executive kasi involved siya sa corruption.
Pero-
all of these conditions must be met.
Pero,
Ang
Attorney,
worry
sorry.
ko lang kasi is, we have to strengthen yung ombudsman at sandigan.
Yeah. Pero yun na
By
nga, no?
creating independent.
By theory, the ombudsman is independent.
Yeah,
by
pero
theory,
kasi,
yes.
by
By
theory,
theory.
kasi yun nga yung sinasabi ko, no? Diba? We want to say na independent yung ombudsman. You were saying ombudsman. Kaya lang ngayon, yung ombudsman natin is also appointed by the
Yeah,
president.
that's
the
the
brother
irony.
is still the DILG secretary.
Well,
no? You know alam mo na kaagad yung
well, sad to
closeness,
say.
no? Yung
And I know,
affiliation.
I don't have problems with who appoints who. I don't have problems with those. Because that is mandated by our Constitution. O else wala kang paghuhugutan ng batas eh. Di ba? Technically speaking. In fact, sabi nga ni Senator Dillon, you know, yung ombudsman natin, walang hawak yan sa Kongreso at Senado. That was his statement. I read it. So anyway, that's the
Kasi
whole
bagay
point.
kasi yung Independent Commission, 5 rin naman yung tao doon, no? And I think
Yeah,
mahihirapan
but it's a matter of choosing.
din naman siguro.
Yun know, yung pagiging member ng Independent Commission kasi,
credibility
really,
ng mga
ang tingin ko
appointed.
kasi, kung may tiwala sila doon sa nag-create, kaya iba umiiwas eh. Look, nag-resign na si Sec Babes. Obvious na, di ba? Oh, si Mayor Magalong, umalis na, although he's not a member, parang consultant lang ata. And there were reports before, na pati si former PNP Chief Azurin. Kasi ang feeling nila is, parang may problema doon sa pag-iimbestiga. That's what I'm saying. So it should have full powers, credible yung malalagay dyan. At, you know, at the end of the day, it will be the President who will appoint them. So it's a matter of choosing sino yung mga credible na tao sa Pilipinas to really investigate. Ako, okay kay Babe Singson. Parang ganon, di ba? Hindi dahil nag-resign siya, kasi kilala ko siya.
So,
As being credible. Parang ganon eh. Di ba? So,
Yeah.
anyway,
okay.
let ito reforma. Di ba? But don't you think there should also be political and electoral reforms para ma-break naman
yes,
yung
so-
control?
It is
Oh,
part of
so
the
what's your
politics
take
by
on
the
that?
It is
Yung
part
elite.
of the
breaking
package,
between-
part of the package na sugpuin ng political dynasty. You know, para mo masugpo ang political dynasty, hindi lang naman yan sa simpleng prohibitory legislation na bawal silang tumakbo. The manner kung paano natin kinokondak ang ating eleksyon, kung yan ay conducive sa pagkakaroon ng political dynasty, medyo problema rin yan. So, kailangan siyempre, yung mga political and electoral reform na kailangan natin, reformahin natin ang COMELEC, that's part of the entire package. Kasi dyan nagtathrive ang dynasty.
So dapat forward-looking yung mga batas natin. Hindi dapat reactive.
Yes. oo.
Reactive to a certain political condition. Kasi sa tingin ko, reaction lang to.
Pero sa tagal na nitong issue ng political dynasty, siguro naman dapat hindi na talaga reactive to. Sabi mo nga, Kong Nani, 20 years in the making na nga ito eh.
Sad to say, what triggered it is reaction. Hindi direct intent ng Kongreso na ipasa yung batas.
So siguro pwede
And
ba
I'm
natin...
equally guilty of it because I was there before. Pero wala naman dynasty kasi yung pamilya ko.
Yes, I
So-
could attest to that, Kong Nani. walang bragad sa
Ano sa
But
tingin mo yung Attorney Luke, ano po sa tingin niyo yung future na accountability in the Philippines?
Again, para sa akin, importante kasi sa akin yung direct intervention ng taong bayan kung nakikialam tayo sa politika at hindi natin hinahayaan yan sa kamay ng mismong mga people that has brought us to this problem. So, mas interest ko ang magpalakas ng movement from the ground.
Dapat may citizens participation talaga.
Not only participation, pero yung dynamic na pagbubuo ng kilusan to... we are creators of history, as people are saying. It is really the ordinary masses that are creators of history. We should play that role.
Two fronts lang in terms of governance. Alam mo, ang daming reforms na ginawa. In fact, yung bidding process, dapat may people's participation, NGOs are
Sa budget.
invited.
Sa budget, it's part of the,
Nakalusot pa rin
it was part of the
Look,
budget process.
So, kaya mahalaga yung pressure from the outside.
Yes.
Mahalaga yon. To remind people. Kaya alam mo ang tawag ko sa mga NGO, sa mga nagrarally, sila yung konsensya ng bayan. KNB, di ba? Kasi what other people fail to see or do not want to see, we are reminded by the people outside. So, yun lang naman.
So, Attorney Luke, you're still very confident na pagka tinuloy-tuloy lang natin itong people's organization at wag lang mawawala ng gana yung mga tao to participate in rallies, to push for government, yung mga advocacies natin, may pag-asa naman tayo.
Yes, I am
diba?
full of hope because I have not seen this in the past 30 years. This type of pagbulwak ng diskontento at galit talaga sa korupsyon. Nakita ba natin to for the past 30 years? Well, even despite the fact na meron tayong EDSA 2, meron ding EDSA 3.
So we can dismantle talaga yung dynastic rule natin.
In fairness to President
that
Marcos,
powerful.
itong anti-dynasty bill has been mentioned in many zonas. Pero ngayon, mukhang may direct order eh. Kaya lang, ang sinasabi ng tao, make it urgent. And if he does that, then we'll see.
Kasi pag urgent na may deadline eh. Kasi pag priority, walang deadline, di ba?
It's just persuasive upon the members of the Congress. Uy, pwede ba ang pakiusap? Pero pagka certified as urgent, it is their job now.
So may paniwala pa rin ho kayo na may posibilidad na maipasa to. Kung ano lang ang itsura, yun na lang ang hihintayin natin o
Maring
should
hindi
we?
rin. Maring hindi rin, maring PR lang din.
Now, but in the course of the discussion, do you think the people outside should participate inside the halls of Congress and the Senate kung pinag-uusapan ito?
Yes, part naman ng process ng lawmaking natin
part
yan.
ng
Diba?
okay.
So, like for example, me, I always appear in the House or the Senate as a resource person for labor. So, mas maganda, palawakin, i-broaden natin yan at magkaroon ng meaningful dialogue with the social movements that we have right now.
Attorney Luke, sa kasalukuyan ngayon ng mga opposition, whether nakaupo or hindi, may nakikita ba kayong figure na talagang genuinely committed sa systemic reform?
Luke Spirito.
Well, of course, other than yourself, no?
Kaya ako sumagot.
Sa sobrang...
Tatakbo ka ba ulit sa susunod na election?
I think I wanna give the message that this is not about elections right now. Yung pagre-resolve natin sa issue ng corruption, this will not be resolved through elections. And before I ran, ako'y member na mismo ng mass movement and that is my priority right now. I do not know kung tatakbo ako
Gusto kitang manalo, Manong. You know, during the last election, yung anak kong babaeng pinagawa namin listahan, I'm happy and hopeful that there will be a future kasi he's number 1 sa listahan.
Wow, Gen Z kasi. Mga Gen Z
Kung
talaga.
kayo ay nasa Senado, ano naman yung priority bill nyo na gusto
Kung
nyo
kayo,
ng
mabigyan kayo ng
lansagin,
pagkakataon.
dismantling?
I have always
Anong priority
been
mo?
vocal about that nung election na it is really the anti-dynasty law.
Eh kung pumasa na yon,
Sigurado naman ako, maraming mga butas ang gagawin nila if papahayaan lang natin sila.
Naniniwala ba kayo na sincero si Presidente sa mga reformang sinasabi?
Of course not. As I said, I've clearly
hindi
pointed
nag-second
that out.
thought, dire-diretso.
Pero his sincerity will not be a factor kung tayo ay nandyan.
So, nasa atin pa rin, ano?
In fairness to the President, there are good signals para matanggal si Speaker Romualdez sa Speaker. Yung mga cabinet na tinanggal, level ng level ng Executive Secretary to.
Pero kung...
Madali lang gawin yun kasi...
No, what I'm saying is, meron siyang mga pinapakitang signal na hindi mo nakikita sa iba. Well, mukhang kailangan din kasi yung corruption ngayon nasa level ng ASEC.
Tony, di ba kasi, sabi mo nga, hindi ka naniniwalang sincere si Presidente, no? di kung sakaling ma-impeach siya, si VP Sara rin ang papalit sa kanya. Di ba? So,
Para sa amin, both of them, the Dutertes are not the alternative for us. For us, ang pagkaroon ng post-Marcos scenario should not be defined by political forces that are the problem to begin with. So, kaya nga kami nananawagan na panagutin si Marcos, panagutin si Duterte. Yan ang aming pananawagan. We really need systemic type of reforms. Pag sinabi nating direct intervention of the people, we do not operate within the established system. Imaginein mo, nag-direct ng action na nga ang taong bayan eh. Sovereignty resides in the people, tapos ang
pero hindi
ipiprescribe
Attorney
Hindi
Luc,
niya.
being a
na
lawyer,
nasagot yung
ano
ano
ba
natin
yung
kanina.
hierarchy ng palitan? Kung may, for example lang to example lang mo to. Na-impeach si Presidente, nag-resign si VP Sara,
Senate President,
Senate President, Chief Justice.
Chief Justice.
So,
Supreme Court. So,
yes,
nasa linya yung Supreme Court na posible na mamuno
after the Senate President.
after the Senate
Yes,
President.
but we are talking about, while that is the succession based on the
Succession
Constitution,
rule,
we are talking about a People's Transition Council. Ang reason for that is, ito ay direkta ng kilos ng taong bayan. And in the Constitution, mind you, we have a provision which states that the sovereignty resides in the people. And for us, it is not a mere decoration.
Theoretical, but in practice, walang EDSAng nanalo na hindi kasama yung military, AFP at saka PNP.
Well,
They were always a part
yes,
of.
sumama ang
EDSA 1, EDSA 2.
sumama ang militar on the side of the people.
Yes.
Ang problema is kapag ang militar ay naging military junta, but then our experience has shown
Yung definition ng Transition Council, what does it mean? Who
it
is
means
part of
civilian.
it?
Exactly.
It means civilian.
In
okay.
relation to that, hindi nasagot yung tanong kanina na wala ba kayong nakikita ngayon
Na
sa
tao?
mga na tao na pupwede na you think committed
Like
naman
I
doon sa
will do
systemic reform?
injustice to the cause if I just name a single person at papasok tayo sa personality politics. Because pinag-usapan
fair.
natin dito ang dynasty which is really that which thrives on personality politics.
But how are we going to choose this what is
The
citizens?
democratic process, let the
so
democratic
election.
process do that. The movement itself, if we launch a movement for change, nagpapasulpot ng leaders yan.
Meron lalabas.
Merong lalabas.
Ako,
Pero
don't get this wrongly,
hindi
Ang
kaya
daming
yan
bata sa Kongreso
medyo
ngayon.
mahirap
May
ma-achieve.
may mga bata sa Kongreso ngayon who are defying the powers that be.
Are you referring to Congressman Leviste?
marami sila. And,
Kiko?
you know, sad to say, I see them in social media, yung mga less controversial. But during budget deliberations, when they ask questions, it's not only pointed, malinaw kung sino yung gusto nilang tulungan. Para kanino ba yung batas niyan? Para sa mayaman o para sa mahirap? I mean, if you ask that question in Congress, maraming lalagnatin eh. And yet, they dare ask it. Di ba? So, may pag-asa.
Ang problem nga, Secretary, is not wala. The problem is there are too many. There are too many good people out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But should be given the equal opportunity.
We need to also
Na
encourage
manalo.
them na may pag-asa silang manalo. Kasi at this point, parang sa kasalukuyang sistema natin, talagang medyo hindi ka pwede, parang David and Goliath lagi yung no?
Ma'am Relly,
Yung
don't get this
sitwasyon
wrong.
eh.
You know, and to other, yung mga kababayan ho natin. You know, we blame the people for selling their votes. But we don't convict those
Who buy.
buying the votes. Hindi ko maintindihan eh. Eh tapos, yung gobyerno natin, yung mahirap, pinapanatili niyang mahirap. Alam mo yon, parang, wow, tanggapin ko na lang to kaysa wala. Imagine, pag didibatihan natin 500 pesos, yung iba naiinsulto eh. Yung iba natutuwa kasi meron nga. Ganun lang. So, anyway.
Nako, sana naman, pwede bang dagdagan natin yung oras ng The Spokes, no?
Pag siyang guest.
Pero si Attorney Luc kasi may lakad rin siya. That's why we really are happy that kahit na maikli yung panahon, nandito kayo, Attorney Luc. Kaya talagang bitin na bitin. Next time, dapat ma-invite natin sa ulit, no? Kailan po ba yung susunod na rally? Pero, Attorney Luc, sabihan niyo kami para makasama rin kami.
Pwede ba ako
Maraming
mag-cover
salamat,
dun sa rally?
Maraming salamat sa pagpunta po ninyo
Sige,
dito.
thank
We
you,
know
sir.
that you're very busy. We
Boss, thank you.
appreciate you.
Bok.
Thank you.
We appreciate. Tuloy-tuloy niyo lang po yung
Yes.
laban.
Thank you.
So the Spokes will be back after a short break. And we're back at the spokes. Ay, Kong Nani, parang ayaw mo nang huminga, di ba? Kasi ang dami ko tuloy gustong tanungin sa kanya, kaya lang nape-pressure tayo sa oras.
Parang galit sa atin si Derek at saka si Ate G.
Hindi daw tayo sumusunod. Oo.
Ang titigas ng ulo ng mga to. Tanggalin kaya itong mga to. May sariling opinyon.
No, pero kasi ikaw, Kong Nani, galing ka kasi sa Congress at yung tatay ko galing rin sa
Yes.
Congress. No? Kasi,
I love your dad.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Salamat po.
Nice knowing
May
you.
rest in peace. No? I miss him badly. Pero, di ba, yun nga yung sinasabi ko, we're very glad na magandang pagbibigay ng pag-asa sa mga kababayan natin, yung certifying, na magkaroon ng priority bills, no? Kailangan natin to ngayon, lalo na ngayon magpapasko, yun yung sinasabi ko. Pero as I said, tama rin yung sinasabi ni Attorney Luke, pwedeng optics lang ito, no? Kasi, kailangan, yung pag-certify ng urgent, I think yun yung mas hinahanap natin sa ngayon.
But again, in fairness to President Marcos, di ba? Para itulak niya to. Kasi kahit pa paano, partially tinulak na niya eh. Di ba? It's a good start.
Yeah.
It's a good start. Now, I'm sure, pinag-iisipin na if they will certify it as urgent. But let me also say this. Nag-uusap naman yung Pangulo, yung Kongreso eh. So, baka may back channel talks. Pinag-uusapan lang, ano ba yung bill na gusto nyo? Kasi maraming pending na file the
kasi
bills.
apat nga ito eh.
Diba?
Doon sa apat ang uunahin, di ba? Mahirap rin pagsabay-sabayin siguro yung apat na yun. You were in Congress, what do you think? Pwede bang pagsabay-sabayin yung apat na yun?
Well, unang-una, yung committee deliberations dapat. Di ba? After that, scheduling sa plenary. So, how urgent is this for the President and how serious is he to pass all of these bills? And how cooperative Congress will be. Di ba kasi may mga magdi-defy dyan sigurado. May mga todo suporta rin dyan.
Tsaka bantayan natin kung ano yung mga nakalagay doon. Kasi baka katulad na sinabi ni Attorney Luke, sige, papasa lang for optics, pero actually, yun laman naman, di ba?
Kaya nga, tinanong ko si Attorney Luke kanina, will you still be on the street? Would you want to be a part of the process ng deliberation nito? Sabi naman niya, okay.
Yeah, oo. Ngayon, on another topic, no, Kong, kasi di ba sabi mo nga kanina, in-announce mo to, si Presidente pa mismo yung nag-announce ng cancellation ng passport ni Saldico, di ba? So, I mean,
bad optics.
Okay.
Bad optics. No. In fairness to the President, I'm fine. Kasi wala nang tataas dyan eh. Pero noon kasi, iba-iba yung sinasabi. Sabi nung isang ahensya, canceled na. Sabi nung isang ahensya, wala pa kami natatanggap. May proseso pala.
Yeah,
Yun lang. So, again, hindi lang yun ang ina-announce si Presidente, ha?
Hindi, tsaka parang pwede mo kasing isipin na ano bang nangyayari. Kailangan lang talaga nilang may gawin, may sabihin today kasi nga galit ang tao. So, was this really a reaction out of pressure, di ba? Kaya kailangan magsalita si Presidente. Meron siyang
Sa
sabihin
inis na siguro,
araw-araw.
ako na magsasabi, akin na yan.
Di ba? Kailangan may
Probably.
sabihin siya araw-araw kasi parang hindi na sila nakakatulog sa dami ng reklamo ng mga tao at galit na talaga.
Oh,
Di
hindi
ba?
lang passport, may warrant of arrest, di ba?
And yun nga sabi ko,
request for blue notice,
ito
kay
bang
Saldico.
well, yes,
Red
true.
notice, blue notice via the Interpol.
Katulad yung kay Diskaya, in-announce niya na lalabas na yung warrant of arrest. Ginagawa ba yun na mag-a-announce ka na maglalabas ng warrant of arrest? Mabuti na lang si Diskaya, sumuko siya ng kusa sa NBI.
At
diba?
naghihintay. Kung abuti ng 6 na buwan.
Oo. Yun na nga diba? So, hindi ko alam minsan ano bang mga, I don't know, what are they thinking? Galing tayo sa Malacanang, we were spokesperson. Yung public perception, optics, na perception is very important. And I understand where they're coming from. Talagang, yung crisis din tayo dati during
I do
President
agree
GMA, diba?
Politics is perception. Kasi yung perception ng tao sa'yo, yun ang magiging basya niya kung maniniwala sa'yo, iboboto ka eh. Di ba? Ang perception sa gobyernong ito kasi, corrupt. 1.3 trillion. Unimaginable. If you backtrack, 3 trillion. Sabi nga ni Secretary Angara, para ma-erase ko yung backlog sa classroom, 400 billion lang kailangan ko.
Paano kaya ko lumabas?
Something to that effect.
Tsaka paano ko lumabas si Saldico? Tapos talagang may evidence siya diniin niya si Presidente.
Well, again, let the axe fall, but it should fall. Parang gano'n.
Okay, so do you think itong kaso na to, will this progress as what we wanted it to be, or?
Well, itong flood control kasi, umaandar. But there are other cases of corruption na na-discuss natin dito, or alleged corruption sa DOH, sa agriculture. So, ang tinatanong ko yung independent council, will it just cover flood control or it will cover the
Yeah.
entire corruption problem of this
Exactly.
country?
That's what I'm saying, no? Na sinabi rin, na punto rin ni Atty. Lu kanina. Kailangan nating bantayan. Ano ba yung magiging laman din ng mga batas nito? Yes, it's to certify as urgent, ipapasa. Pero, ang PAW naman,
And,
diba?
and how will it weaken or strengthen yung ombudsman?
Yun yung mga dapat pinag-usapan din nating maigi, no? Ano yung mga non-negotiables pag pinasa itong batas na to. And another topic, no? Si Rep. Duterte is seeking clearance from the House of Representatives to travel to 16 countries. No? 2 months, di ba? Pero, hindi siya gagastosan ng gobyerno yung travel niya, pero sumusweldo pa rin siya, di ba? Bilang elected official. At saka 16 countries, would you believe that? I mean, ano kayang mangyayari?
Alam mo, gusto ko mag-comment, wala akong maisip eh. Being a former legislator, unang-una sa Congress kasi, you are required to attend session. Monday to Wednesday, national bills. Thursday, local bills. Technically, Friday kasi constituent day. Kaya ko iniisip eh. So all of those will be sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly.
All of those will be sacrificed. So,
Meron siyang trabaho eh, no?
kawawa naman yung constituency niya. Although marami naman kasi silang magkakapatid na nasa gobyerno, baka, ate, saluhin mo muna, tol, ikaw muna bahala. But you cannot pass on that responsibility kasi.
Yan din ang issue kay Bato, di ba? Kay Senator De La Rosa, di ba?
Yes.
Na hindi siya nagpapakita. Tapos sinabi naman na yung staff naman niya is, sabi ng abogado niya, yung staff naman niya, ginagawa yung trabaho niya. Pero hindi naman
iba
yung
yun
staff
eh.
ang inelect.
Hindi,
Eh.
yung boto mo.
Si Senator De
Yung
La Rosa
opinion mo.
ang inelect.
Di ba?
Oo.
Ako, yung akin lang sa mga arestuhan na to, as long as we guarantee the rights of the individual at wag nating i-violate out of political expediency, wag naman. Wag yun, wag yun. Kasi kung kaya mong gawin to sa malaking tao, paano yung maliit na tao? Bahala na lang ang katapat kung, di ba? Walang ganunan
Kasi
dito.
ang dami mo tuloy pwedeng maisip, no? Kung bakit ka kailangan mag-file ng 2 months and go to 16 countries. First is, pwedeng, umiiwas kaya siya sa investigation ng ICI. Second, nag-uumpisa na kaya siyang mangampanya para sa 2028. I mean,
all
who
of
knows?
this are possibilities. You know, originally, nabasa ko lang naman to, napanood ko to. I'm willing to attend yung ICI. Tapos hindi siya umattend. Ang sagot niya, hindi ako pinanganak kahapon. Wala namang power over me. Wala namang power sa akin yan eh. But again, lahat ng umattend ng ICI.
Just showing good faith.
Yeah,
na,
lahat ng umattend sa ICI kasi, for transparency purposes, kung wala kang tinatago, huwag kang humingi ng executive session.
Hindi, tsaka
Di
ito,
ba?
tsaka ano
Wala
to
kang tinatago,
exactly.
bigla kang mag-executive session.
Oo, tsaka ito yung hinihingi ng taong bayan. Yung mga taong bayan na bumoto sa kanila. Hindi ba? So, I mean, this is the least that they can do.
Alam mo, tuwing may problema ang gobyerno, piniperwisyo natin yung taong bayan. Kaya nga nilagay kayo ng taong bayan dyan eh, para mabawasan yung perwisyo sa amin. Tapos dagdag perwisyo pa kayo. Sorry talaga. Medyo parang natitrigger ako eh.
At ang hirap talaga.
Ayaw ko umubo.
Ang hirap, no? Talagang medyo, parang feeling ko nagwa-warm up pa lang tayo. But unfortunately, we have to wrap up today's episode of The Spokes. So for now, don't settle for just one side of the story.
Because every issue has two perspectives, and the truth may be somewhere in between.
I'm Relly Fajardo.
I'm Secretary Nani Agsalud Braganza.
And we are The Spokes.
The Spokes.